My daughter passed away on October 16th in her sleep. She was only 46. Her death was the most devastating thing that has ever happened to me. A child should never die before their parents, and I would have gladly taken her place. I drive a lot for business and always listen to classic radio on Sirius XM in my car. I love the mysteries and the comedy programs. My radio is always tuned to that station. A few weeks ago my radio stopped working completely. Eventually AM and FM came back, but when I tried to get XM, I would get the message, check antenna. For 2 days I kept trying to get my XM station and kept getting that message. I called Sirius and they tried to send me a signal to restore it. Nothing happened. I thought that maybe a fuse had blown. I went to the store and asked about fuses. The guy told me that it wouldn't be a fuse problem and that it was probably a broken wire and that the wiring was in the roof and would have to be fixed. I figured that would be a lot of money. I was debating on whether it was worth getting it done. I was also paying Sirius for their service and not really taking advantage of all the programming. Maybe it wasn't worth it. The next day I went to the supermarket, and on the way there and back I kept trying to get my station. I had resorted to listening to FM, still nothing. I was still on my way home when I decided to say a prayer about the upcoming presidential election and for my daughter. I'm not a particularly religious person, but I do pray sometimes and I think God hears me at times. My prayer went like this: Dear God, please make Biden win the election and please take good care of my daughter. And then as an afterthought, I said, and if you can, please fix my radio because I can't afford another big bill right now. I kept driving and like I had been doing all along, I pressed the XM button. My favorite radio station came blasting on. At that moment I knew that God had heard me, and that was the only thing God could do immediately to prove that he had. At that moment I felt better about the election and I knew that my daughter was okay. It was a miracle, small, but nevertheless a miracle, and as we all know now, the first part of my prayer was also answered. This is not meant to be a political statement and I'm sorry if it offends some people. I just needed to say exactly what I said in my prayer. God is real. To see God in reality requires soul which is pure and has no wish list. It requires number of births to debit what is credited on you. Ultimately God cannot be limited just in statues, temples, or places. Vibes are always there through which you feel peace or pain. These vibes can be felt anywhere, right from people, places and prayers. As a human being we have always imagined that the God looks like human, but I believe that is not true. All the examples that you have listed are either man-made news or just imaginations. God is far away from the reality, where logic and science cannot reach to provide proofs.